Hi everyone, thank you for coming to my Vulnerably Badass YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the book I read or I listened to on Audible recently, Effortless by Greg McKeown. The reason I read it is because this month, June, my monthly theme is effortless living. I didn't want to spend extra energy or extra effort, but I just wanted to just go with the flow. And one of the previous videos that I have, I talk about being effortless, and I talk about the Chinese character for fun and effortless in Japanese, effortless raku, easy or effortless, and tanoshi, fun, is the same Chinese character. So I had this concept, the best thing in life is to be effortless and having fun. And what the author mentioned at the very beginning is that was the point, he wrote a book called Essentialism, before this book. And so he says what's essential and kind of Venn diagram, right? What's essential and what's enjoyable. And here is the effortlessness. So I agree, so nothing like for June, month of June, I want to focus, not to spend extra energy or useless energy on something and just feeling bad. So I read it, and it has 3 different parts. Like part one talked about effortless state, and part 2 talked about effortless action, and part 3 is effortless result. And I'm not going to talk about everything, or I'm not going to summarize, but I'm going to share which part I, resonated with the book. And the first part is from part 1, Effortless State, under invert. So what he suggests is when you are encountering challenge or something difficult, instead of asking yourself like, why is this so hard? Just ask, what if this could be easy? And I thought that was kind of like, oh, like a shift in perspective. That's good, because it kind of try to challenge our assumptions, right? Like, why is it so hard? There is already the assumption it is hard, and whatever the idea that we try to, solve the issue or get over the issue is based on the assumption it's hard. But you just invert the question, what if this could be easy? Then you will have different sets of ideas. So I thought that was really nice. And the second one was release, letting go of this emotional burden. That spoke to me a lot, because a lot of times, if things don't work, or if you did something and you feel like, oh, it didn't work, and the negativity follows you. So releasing that and focusing on the positive or easy, fun part is more important. So it spoke to me especially. And the second part, which is effortless action, one of the topic was simplify. And what he mentioned is when you try to simplify the process, don't simplify the steps, just eliminate them. So that was like kind of shocking or aha to me, like, oh, okay. So don't spend time simplifying. How can I simplify these steps? No matter how much simplify the steps are the same. And what he says, just remove them. I'm like, wow. So it was an aha moment. Okay, remove, so that you can actually have the most important part or most important step. And next part that spoke to me was pace. The phrase he repeated in the book is slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I think it came from military or something. And one of the suggestions he mentioned is like when you try to do something, accomplish something, or daily habit, for example, like reading a book or whatever, exercise, don't try to say something like, okay, I'm gonna work out 1 hour every day, or read 1 book a day, or something like big task, but make it small and at least this much, but at most this much. So if it's a book, like I will read at least 1 minute, 1 page, and at most 1 chapter or something like that. And exercise too. I will go on the treadmill at least 5 minutes, but at most 30 minutes or something. So the most important thing is the consistency, not necessarily just doing big tasks every time, but being able to continue. So I really like the idea, and I got that idea from other books too. I think Atomic Habit, it was talking about that too. So I think it's really important when you want to continue, if you want to have consistency, at least and at most. We tend to kind of focus on at most part, and if we fail, because that's the only goal, if you're like, oh, I failed. But if you have smaller, like at least 5 minutes, then that's fine. Then we feel good, like, okay, we checked, we did it. So I really like the idea. And Tim Ferriss also mentioned about this, no hurry, no pause, because continuation is important. So you don't need to hurry, but at the same time, you shouldn't stop. So slow is good. So again, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. I really agree with this. And the third part is effortless results. And one of the things he mentioned was automate things. And that's what I've been trying to do too. It's kind of like making the system that works for you in everyday life so that you can keep your routine or whatever you want to do. So that, by automating certain things, you already, for example, like setting a reminder for yourself, or some kind of alarm or whatever that you set, like every week, or a certain time of the day to do something, you get the automatic notification and you will do that. Or in my case, kind of like on the calendar, I put regular reminder or events already, so that it's automatic. Okay, on Monday I do this, on Tuesday I do that. So making, of course, your will, free will, your intention is important, but a lot of times, how much can you make it effortless, routine, system? So is important. So I agree with this, by automating works. So those areas 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, invert, release, simplify, pace, and results were especially the part that spoke to me. And at the end of the book, the author talked about his daughter in fighting this difficult disease that suddenly happened to her. And listening to the story reminded me of the cancer fighting 5 years with my son. And because there's so much uncertainty and so much ambiguity, you don't know what's gonna happen. He was talking about being present and appreciating the moment, you know. In a way, he let go of trying to know everything and trying to control everything, but not knowing everything is fine, and not trying to do everything perfectly is fine. You know, instead of burning out, you know, it's really important that you enjoy the moment with, you know, the daughter. So that spoke to me too. And especially after my son died, I feel that way. You know, facing someone's death kind of make you think about your life. But so I think it's, you know, related to thinking about what's essential in your life and what you enjoy. It goes back to the, you know, beginning message. You know, that's what I agree. In life, most important thing is that you live effortlessly or you enjoy. You live life at ease. So that's my ultimate goal, and that's my focus monthly goal for June. So I'm glad I read the book, and I would like to ask you, you know, how effortless are you spending this June? I'm interested to hear about how you're doing, and thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. See you next time.